Hey everybody, we're live with the 30-day podcast, 30-day trial podcast with me. My name is Sumner or Tummy Numner, and I'm also joined with Mick Arcade, Mister. You also go by the name Mick. Is that right?
It's true. That is accurate. That is my name that I go by and am known by.
That's really interesting. Did your wife enjoy taking your last name Arcade as her name?
Of course. I mean, it's not a very common name, but
No.
it is it's a proud name. Fun fact, so a friend of mine just got married and they both changed their name to a completely brand new name, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, I have a couple friends that are looking at doing that, and like even Heather and I had considered it, just because I knew I didn't want her to take my last name.
Yeah.
Not because I don't like my last name. I don't care. It's just I have no attachment to it, and
Yeah.
I don't like that concept of the woman having to uproot her entire document history for the sake of ownership. I hate that shit.
That's fair.
But just tradition, and a lot of girls like actively look forward to it and stuff. So I respect it. I just don't agree.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
Yeah.
but it's cool making your own name. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
really cool ones floating out there that I'm like, damn, that is fucking awesome.
They went with Royal.
Royal, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
really
really cool.
cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty dope. But welcome everyone to 30-Day Trial Podcast. If you're unfamiliar, this is a podcast about hyperfixation, adult ADHD, and most importantly, friendship. What are we fixated on today?
You know what would be a cool last name? Meister.
Meister?
It's the Sumner Meister.
Yeah, fuck, you beat me to it. I was
It's
like,
the
hey.
Heather Meister.
That is pretty good.
Yay.
Yeah. Nah, that'd be pretty cool. Or like something weird like knife.
Knife.
Sumner Knife.
Dude, I would dress up super goth and like just
Right.
really
No,
edgy.
wait, hold on. Dagger. Sumner Dagger. You'd be like
knife.
Final Fantasy 9.
Because you don't know what kind of knife. Butter knife?
That's true.
That's not cool.
Steak knife?
Steak knife? That's cooler.
Yeah.
Murder knife? Really cool.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Knife are here. Ooh, but even better, the knives are here.
Ooh, the knives are looking sharp today.
Dagger.
Dagger. Sumner Dagger. I
Well,
ruined
you're
it
in
with
Texas,
my first
so
name.
it'd have to be like, well, no, wait, hold on, never mind. That is somebody's last name. I was gonna be like Gunn, but
that is a name.
Like, James Gunn.
James Gunn. It's two N's though. If it was just Gunn though, that's aggressive. That's pretty aggro.
Ooh, hold on. Missile. Sumner Missile.
Gun. Is that an automatic hire if you like applied for like a firearm related
They're
job.
like, "Well, we have to."
We have to.
It's
That's
right
gonna be
there.
the water cooler joke for the next 5 years. That's valuable.
That reminds me, I was watching, King of Queens the other day, and, in the later
Can't believe you
seasons,
still watch King of Queens, but go ahead. We're gonna breeze right by that.
we just finished it, thank you very
How
much.
long is it?
It's only 9 seasons.
Only 9
It's fine.
seasons.
It's a good show, you throw on a couple episodes before you go
I
to
know they're
bed.
short. They're short. Are they
Yeah.
like 20-minute episodes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead,
So it's
sorry.
good, but, the main character, Doug, his father-in-law is played by Jerry Stiller, is giving, Patton Oswalt's character advice on how to get hired for a job
Oh, yeah.
because he's like, "I in my life, I've had 74 jobs." And it's like, "Yeah, but Arthur, didn't you get fired in, like, the first day most of the time?" And
Yeah.
one of the things that he does is he tells them, "Tell them your name is Clark Gable." And they'll be like, "Oh, your name's Clark Gable, just like the actor." And
Mhm.
sure enough, he does that, and the episode gets hired, and they're like, "Mr. Gable, your social security number is to the gambler's hotline. We're gonna have to let you go." Yeah, so
That's
it
really
made me think
funny.
of that. Yeah,
I I love Patton Oswalt. I always forget that's
he's
where he
great.
got his start. Because I think that was his debut, if I remember him saying correctly.
I
Because he
think
has a new
so.
stand-up special on
Oh, he
Netflix.
does?
Yeah,
I
he
haven't
does.
checked it out.
It
I
wasn't
really appreciate
advertised
him.
like at all. It just kind of popped up in my feed. I was like, oh shit.
I really enjoy him.
Hmm.
He's very funny.
Yeah, he's kind of king. He's kind of the king of nerds, to be honest. I feel like, and plus, I feel like he's really accessible with the amount of things that he's on. Like sometimes I'll
Yeah.
be watching like just random YouTube stuff about like comics and stuff, and like it'll have like 10,000 views or whatever, and then I'll see like featuring Patton Oswalt, and I'm like, Jesus, what the? Don't you have a family, dude?
We
Like
should
you
get him
can
on
do
the show.
better. It's weird. He's huge, but he's like not at the same time. I remember I saw him on Red Letter Media. Have you heard of that channel on YouTube?
Yes, it sounds familiar. I don't think I've watched any of
Yeah, great channel.
their stuff, but the
They
name is familiar.
a lot of movie and TV reviews, and it's really like they're really funny guys. I'm sure you've seen a couple meme formats featuring one of their members. But they had
We
Patton
should
Oswalt on a couple of years ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, look at that! That's
we
awesome."
should reach out. We should be like,
We
"Hey,
should reach out, like, "Hey, I know
you
you've,
wanna
yeah,
come on the
add
show?"
a sympathy guest,
Yeah, please.
please.
Please. We
I
need
would
you.
love to poke that brain of yours. Um,
I would. I there's a lot of stuff that I love to ask him because he's done a lot of really interesting things. He's one of those actors, similar to like Felicia Day. She kind of falls into this same category where it's like he's always doing something. He's always doing something creative, but it's always like something different. Like he's done voice acting. He's done like hosting stuff. He does comedy. He does like
yeah,
TV acting, movie acting. Like, and he's just all over the board.
yeah, all the
So
time.
just
And I forget that he's an actor because, like,
yeah,
to me, he's just like a comedian, like a commentator type situation. But like, he's an actor. Like, I saw him in Dollhouse.
yeah.
Um, I was like, "What the fuck is Patton Oswalt doing in this? This is
He's
crazy!"
in
And he
he's
knocked it
in
out of the park. It was the saddest episode in the entire series.
He's in Blade 3
He's
or
in
Blade
Blade.
Trinity. Yeah, he's
I
in Blade
had no
Trinity.
idea.
He's
He
like
always
their
pops
tech
up.
guy in
Oh,
Blade
of course
Trinity.
he fucking is.
Yeah.
That's so
Um,
funny.
yeah, so he's in that. There was something else that he was in
He
recently.
always surprises me. Did
Um,
you see the Train movie with Brad Pitt?
I did Bullet Train.
Bullet
I
Train.
loved it, man. It was so fun.
I half expected Patton Oswalt to keep showing up because they kept using like cameos as a punchline. Like when
Mhm.
Channing Tatum like shows up, he's just like he has the book in front of him and he just like looks into the camera kind of thing like
Yeah.
what? And
Is this a
I
sex
kept
thing?
waiting. Is this a sex thing?
He was so
No.
disappointed.
Oh yeah, what's up?
No. Oh, yeah. Yo, no, no, that's fine. What's up? How did you like the movie? I loved it. I thought it was one of the best movies I've seen in years.
I completely agree. I had so much fun watching it. It was
Mhm.
so funny. I
Yeah.
was really expecting it to be like a Brad Pitt carry the show type situation, like a
Yeah.
lot of movies he's in, but really, no, he's an accessory to a lot of better roles. And
Lemon and
it's
Tangerine make that movie
oh, they
so
make that
good.
movie. Well, they get by far the most screen time.
Yeah, they were
Um, and they're
excellent.
for good reason. You're a Diesel, like very, very
You're a
good.
Diesel. I kinda cracked up a little bit with all the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff because my youngest brother, when he was, like, small,
Mhm.
like 3, maybe 4 years old, super into Thomas the Tank Engine. Like, that
Never
shit
watched
was
an
playing.
episode as a kid.
I never watched it myself,
Mm.
but yeah, like it was always on. So you know, it always makes me laugh. I'm sure you've seen the meme of like smoke, 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 smoke weed every day, and it's
Yes,
like
of
to the
course I
tops.
have.
Yeah, like that's burned into my brain because of fucking the show.
That's really funny.
So I really appreciated the "you're a pussy" and stuff like that because I'm
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I understand that reference.
That's
That's a
really
character in the
cool.
show.
He's just got these archetypes he throws people in.
It was good
And
shit.
honestly, I'm a sucker for movies that are entirely based on a super narrow set like a train.
Yes.
I'm a sucker for it because it's easy to understand, and it's an immediately dynamic setting. It's one of my favorite one shots I ever run was on a train.
Oh,
Um,
I bet that was a lot of
and
fun.
it was a one shot because Dylan was giving me the 5 room dungeon thing like he's been preaching for years.
Yeah.
And that is a great formula for a one shot, but I wanted to challenge it a little bit and be like, well, what if it was like a 10 room dungeon, but each room was very, 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 very simple. Where you had to go and your line of your path was designated. There's no alternative path. There's a train one, train two, train three, and then how you
Yeah.
tackle each one can variate, but
Yeah.
very, very fun. It was it needs tweaking, but other than that, it was like one cart had a rakshasa
Yeah.
and chains, and
Rakshasa.
they had to get around it. But
Rakshasa.
and then eventually when they get to the second to last train, the rakshasa breaks free. So all of a sudden they have to complete the job or fight the rakshasa and save the train.
Mm.
It's like a oh no, what to do kind of situation. But at that point, that should have been 2
Yeah.
games.
The To me, Bullet Train felt a ton like a Guy Ritchie movie. It's not,
Yeah.
but it had that same sort of
Hmm.
feel. But yeah, I really loved it. It's one of those movies that like, you know, Black Friday's coming up, so of course like Blu-rays are gonna be like half price or $5
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
whatever. It's when I buy most of my movies. I'm getting that and I'm getting The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the Nick Cage movie.
I haven't watched it yet. I've heard such good things about it.
It's very enjoyable. Like
Yeah.
it's really
I
fun.
watched the trailer and I instantly thought Mick would like this.
Yeah, it's
I
great. But it's way better than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I thought it was
really
gonna be a meme. Like, I was like, "Oh,
the
it's gonna
trailer is
be."
super memey.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's actually a legitimately good movie and, like, really funny and
Yeah.
heart-touching at moments, and, like,
Really.
like, Pedro Pascal's great in it, like,
Hmm.
he's such a great character, like, yeah, it's a movie that you go in with a certain level of being like, "It's fucking Nick Cage, and it's gonna be a meme, it's ridiculous." It has those bits, but it's actually a genuinely funny movie and, like, really good, like, I can't say enough good things about it. It was my, like, like Marvel/nerd movie of the year. But then I saw Bullet Train and I'm like, you got to get up real fucking early in the morning to be better than this movie because holy shit, Bullet Train was it was so good. Rakshasa.
Yeah, Bullet Train is really, really good. Apparently, it got a lot of shit for being just a bad movie for some reason. I'm like, what?
For who?
For who? It was if you went in looking for like, I have no idea. I thought the trailer sold it perfectly. I thought the trailer undersold it, and then I watched
Yeah,
it. Every part of it. It subdued expectations at every point in time, and I thought it was thrilling,
because in
and it
my
was
opinion,
hysterically funny.
yeah, you don't really get a huge sense of what the movie's about from the trailer.
No,
Like you
you
watch it and
don't.
you're like, ah, okay, this is gonna be like whatever,
Wild
like
Brad Pitt movie, ha ha
yeah,
ha. And then yeah,
and
we kind of
then
watched it on a whim just because it looked like stunning, like visually.
yeah, and it is.
And it is. It's another
Great
thing. It's an extremely
performances.
colorful movie. It's not overly done. Doesn't seem like it's oversaturated. I thought it was a masterpiece.
Yeah,
Is I remember
amazing.
I made a post on Facebook being like, this is one of the best movies I've seen in years.
Yes.
And I don't know. I don't know where the bar is these days for movies because I feel like they're just being cranked out so much these days, especially
I
from the MCU.
yeah, I
But
think for me, that's where it gets challenging because I don't see a lot of movies outside of, like, Marvel movies or
yeah,
Star Wars movies,
yeah, exactly.
um, just because a lot of the stuff that comes out doesn't really interest me, I'm not into it, like, Marvel movies, because they're different genres within, like, the same
Yeah,
umbrella,
yeah.
I'm interested, I'm, like,
That's kind
intrigued,
of
I'm
where
like,
the
"Okay,
baseline
cool."
for theater is these days. Not theater,
Yeah,
movies. So like the
for me to have seen.
theater. Sorry.
Yeah. I've seen, like, 3 non-Marvel movies in theaters this year, and, you know, I saw Bullet Train, I saw Massive, or Unbearable Weight, and then, Elvis, so it
I
has
heard
been an
Elvis was
interesting year.
insanely long when it did not need to be.
Man,
I
It
heard a
was
lot
okay.
of really cool scenes. I watched a lot of clips. I was impressed, but I was
There are some
that
moments that are
runtime.
incredible, and then there is some stuff where you're just like, "Well, this is whatever."
Yeah.
There's some weird moments too, like, it was interesting directorial choices by Baz Luhrmann. It's the
Hmm.
guy who did Moulin Rouge,
Yeah.
so there's some interesting stuff. The best part, I think, like, my favorite bit because, at one point, Elvis, gets signed to do kind of like, gosh, I can't remember what it's called, where they stay at like the same venue and they do like multiple shows for like Elvis 5 nights a week at the stunning Tropicana in Las Vegas, Nevada, or whatever,
Hmm.
in residency. Yeah. So Elvis did like the first residency in Vegas. Um, and his manager kind of fucked him over into it because his manager had like stupid gambling debt, like insane amounts of gambling debt. Oh, and I did see Clerks 3 as well. Excuse me. So fuck, I've
Oh,
seen 4
Clerks.
movies.
Wow, you've seen a lot of movies. I'm not at the theaters
I
as much as
normally
I'd love
don't see
to.
that many.
I love going to the movies, but they're so goddamn expensive these days too. Like I
You
remember
don't have
I
a cheap
bought 2
theater?
tickets and it was like $40 after fees. I was like, "What the shit is
Wow.
going on?"
You gotta
Like
find yourself a cheap theater, dude.
we have like 3 theaters over here. The
Mm,
cheapest one is obviously the Cinemark, I feel like. But like I also I say they're goddamn expensive, but I also like I like the value I get from it because like the
yeah,
seats are really nice. Like they usually lean back, they're heated, and a lot of
yeah,
seats are like a lot of atriums are cold, like really fucking cold.
yeah. Oh,
So
wait. I've seen 4 movies
oh my
because I
god,
went and saw no, 5 movies because I went and saw The Crow in theaters.
Alamo Drafthouse.
No, 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 it's a theater. I can't remember the theater, but a theater in Charlotte every October all month long they will show different like horror or horror adjacent movies on the weekend, so like Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Right.
for $5. And my wife and I, like, we love The Crow. It's one of those things that kind of like sparked us first having a conversation with one another. Like we have like sort of
Y'all would.
a crow tattoo related to our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, that's
Um,
cute.
and we were like, because The Crow came out in like 93, which I was 6, 7. So definitely didn't go to the movies or go to the theater to see that. And she hadn't either. So we went and saw it in theaters and it was a fucking rad experience. Like, I was like, damn, this would have been hype as fuck to see in theaters in 1993.
We got a couple movies coming out. Wakanda Forever comes out on the
This
10th. That's in
week.
2 days.
Yes,
Holy
I will be
shit.
there. I'm actually off work this week on Thursday and well, Friday's Veterans Day, so I think most people who work in like my line of work are off. But I took Thursday off because I realized I have 88 hours of PTO left.
Same.
That I kind of
I've
need to
like
use till the end of the year.
hell yeah! As long as you
Because
can use it, fucking take it off. I remember I remember I worked for a different company, and they didn't do payout like my current one does. So like you could only roll over 5 days, and I remember
yeah,
having like 15, 18 days at the end of November, and I was like, shit. Like I can't just take off the whole month. I can't. Like the way my job
yeah,
works, like if I take that off, I'll have a month's worth of work at the end of it.
yeah, it'll be
I
waiting for you when you get
It'll
back.
be waiting for you, and you'll want to kill yourself. And
Yeah,
it's basically you'll have less fun doing that. But yeah, Black Adam coming out.
yeah,
When's
it's already
Black?
out, I
Is it
think.
out?
Yeah, yeah, it came
Oh
out
yeah,
a
it's
couple
right. I've
weeks
heard
ago.
like mixed reviews on it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I don't give a fuck about that movie. It
I
looks
don't
like a
either. I
big
don't care about Black Adam. I really don't.
yeah,
I and that's kind of the elephant in the room with these comic book movies. Like I grew up with comics. I love
yeah,
comics. I'm not like obsessed. I grew up very casually with them. I grew up
yeah,
mostly with like X-Men, Spider-Man, Marvel stuff, and then
yeah,
DC was like Batman and Robin exclusively.
yeah,
So the most of my childhood knowledge comes from like side characters that showed up through like the '90s run of those comics. Um, so so when people are like, especially like I want to say normal people are like,
no, I get
how
that.
dare they take She-Hulk talking to the camera? Like, don't act like you even
I
knew
loved
She-Hulk
it.
existed
Yeah,
before a year ago.
don't give me and
Like
she did it in the comics. She broke the
she
fourth
was
wall in the
yeah,
comics.
no, and she's not even like an underground hero. She's big, but like I know for a fact, like 99% of these fuckers, like I've never ever heard of them. I remember seeing comments that were like, I think you saw me probably
I
commenting
love
on that were like, oh, of course. Remember the very first
Yeah.
comments when people were like, when She-Hulk was announced, was like, oh wow, so
They
now we're
made a
making Hulk
super-powered
woman.
Karen. Yeah.
Wow, super powered Karen, like purely on the fact that she's female, and
Yeah.
just like, and all the comic book nerds are like, what the fuck are you doing?
So I gotta
Like, what
ask something just because this made me think about it, and you didn't use it in this context. What do you think about when dudes use the term females to describe women, or they
dude,
call
I
them
love it.
females?
I
Like,
love it.
I
It's the same guy that uses the term weakling unironically.
yeah,
Like
that uses the same term like alpha male and
alpha
shit.
male.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They're
and
like,
calls people like beta cucks. Like,
God, like these guys are looking at like concealed knives a little too much, and like
yeah,
decanters for their wall that has a Tyler Durden poster on it,
yeah, they got
and
Tyler Durden on one side, the Joker's on the other.
they try to see how many times they can quote American Psycho in real conversation before
Yeah.
someone notices. Like it ain't cute. It's it's I don't
I
like these
No, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm stuck on the beta cuck thing.
the beta. I mean,
I
yeah,
see people use it unironically, and it makes me laugh so hard because I'm like,
dude,
"That's
it's
the dumbest shit."
incredible. Their perception of how people are supposed to be is really it's it's so many things. It's
Yeah,
sad, probably first
yeah,
and foremost.
it really is.
It's self-deprecating to a degree because they see that they must see a lot of traits they hate in themselves,
Oh, yeah.
which is why they hate it so much. Like anyone that insults anyone for it's like personality traits, it's immediately a self out. You know, you're like, oh, I hate when people lie, and that's a bad example.
Yeah.
Obviously, what's a better example? Like when people like assume
Yeah.
shit about other people, like talking bad about them behind their back, just
Yeah.
because you're talking bad about them behind their back, that's a self out. Like,
Yeah.
so when these incel type people are just like shitting on guys for traits that they definitely have, like it's I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's like so the other day, because as we talked about, I've been gotten back into jujitsu. So one of the things that I'll do, like if I'm like working and I just need something up in the background, I'll throw up like tournaments, like grappling tournaments, for 10th Planet, which is
Oh,
one of the styles of jujitsu that
jujitsu for the North
I do.
America. Yeah,
Um
I remember.
yeah, nice.
I
So
listen sometimes.
Nice. So I'll throw it up just, to kind of like, if I look up, it just helps like give me ideas for when I'm, training or like, oh, let me try that. Or like, oh, cool, that's a neat move or something like that. But one of the ones that I watched recently was a women's tournament that they did. I think they were like, it was like 125-pound or 135-pound women's tournament. But the problem was it was like 10th Planet qualifier, the females. And the commentators kept saying females over and over and over again, and I had to turn it off because I couldn't stop fucking laughing because they were like, "These females, they're just so tough, man. They're like a dog on the bone when they get that arm bar, and they're trying to rip it off, these females." And I'm like, "I
Like what
can't
they're
fucking."
saying is
Yes.
fine, but
Yes,
like,
but
but
it's the
they're not saying
connotation.
like the males are doing normal.
Yeah, it's like, no,
Like
they're not saying that. They're just yeah, like, it was
it's
just
like you're
weird.
normal or you're female.
Yeah,
There's no
these females. I was like, "Oh god," I had to turn it off. It was too much. It was too much, but,
That's
did
really
see
funny.
did see Clerks III,
How was
and
it?
I really liked it, and it made me cry, pretty
Aw.
ugly cry,
Oh my
like, it was
god.
yeah,
Sir.
it hit me on a few levels, it was really good. I also
Like
went in with a
nostalgic type level, or what do you, or like completely different story driven level?
completely different story-driven level.
Cool. That's awesome.
Um,
Good for them.
yeah. Yeah, it was really good, and I went in with incredibly low expectations for a few
As would
reasons.
I. Yes.
Not that I'm not a huge fan of like Kevin Smith's work or anything like that. I am. I'm a massive fan of his work, but I was also kind of in the mindset of like, what what relevant story do you have to tell with these characters anymore? I didn't see it. I
Right.
felt Clerks 2 ended off pretty well. But Clerks 3, I'm happy to admit I was wrong. And the best part of the movie is the guy that plays Elias. You know, he's from Clerks II. He's kind
Hmm.
of the Lord of the Rings fan and everything like that. Watching that movie, the whole time I'm thinking, why has this dude not been in more stuff? Because he is so insanely funny. Like he's got great timing. Just like he'll change the pitch of his voice to like emphasize certain things, and it's really good. Like
Is that the
he's
main
just
blonde
great.
guy?
No, that's Jeff Anderson.
I
I
don't know their
can't
names.
yeah, that's Randall.
Okay.
Is Yeah, no, Elias is like the guy who's like it loves Jesus and the Lord of the Rings
Oh,
and the
him. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the nerdy guy that Randall bullies in Clerks 2. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
He's so good in the third one though, and it's one of those things I was like, why has this dude not done more acting? I think he's literally done Clerks 2, Clerks 3. That's it. And I don't know why he's not done more stuff because he's really, really funny.
That's
He may have
interesting.
been my favorite character from the movie. He's just so good and so funny.
It might be by choice.
And that's true. I didn't think about that. That is a very strong possibility. Have my kombucha tea to manage my gut biome in a
Oh, is that the
positive
trilogy
way.
one?
It is.
That's my favorite one. I always get super burpy though for like the rest of the day, but I love
God,
it.
it's so good. That's why I keep muting my microphone so I can burp. So if you see me like bounce up and down a little bit, it's because I'm burping myself like a baby. Got to
Is
have a little.
Wait, do you actually do that?
Yeah,
I thought,
legitimate. That's a real thing. Yeah. But it
I've never,
works.
I've never. I mean, it makes sense. I've just never considered it.
I do it all the time.
I knew a guy that you would like if he needed a fart, which was often, he would get on his back and kick his legs like he's on a bike.
Okay, that's weird. Me trying to burp myself like a child is
No, it's
endearing.
weirder.
That's
I know
weird.
that. I'm not saying it's on the same level, but it reminds me immediately of that.
Yeah, like how I put myself over by saying, "No, I'm adorable. That guy's a fucking weirdo."
No, that is, well, getting on your back while you're in front of people
That's
you
a
barely
bit
know
much.
to bicycle kick and ultimately farting is less cute than you just going.
Yeah, so if you see me hop, that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying
it's a
to do.
little easier to manage, I feel like.
Because it's like I'll feel the burp, but it's not coming out, and I obviously I can't hold myself and pat myself on the back or anything, so I just have to
Ah,
bounce.
gotcha.
So I might get a little bit of sicky on me though. So if I
You know, and last time my dad came up, because my dad lives in Houston, I live in Dallas, so I see him once every couple of years. So my family is very distant, but like one thing that we do because we don't know we don't know anything about each other like at all. So wait, you actually are fucking doing that. You're like, I
thank you.
lean away from the mic to breathe. I lean away from the mic to belch. Uh, what we do to gift give is to put together things that you like. So when my dad came, I made a basket of things that like I like snacks I like. So I gave him like
Yeah.
kombucha, some like Japanese snacks I like to get from like
Oh shit,
Daiso.
yeah.
Stuff that I knew would be new to him, but like stuff that I didn't think would like repulse him. Um, and he's like, yeah, I remember checking in on him like a week later after I gave him the kombucha, and I was like, hey, out of curiosity, did you like that? And he's like,
Is that vinegar?
I've been taking a sip of it every once in a while. I've been working on it about halfway done. I'm like, sir, it's been a week.
I don't think you should be drinking that anymore.
No, I think it's fine, but I'm like, it's a beverage. It's not like a drug. Like,
I've been in my, when I've had a hard day, I go and take a couple of sips of the kombucha
yeah,
just to even me out.
yeah. I think part of me gave him the kombucha to distance myself to be like, yeah, I like weird shit, or like, yeah, I like stuff
Yeah,
that you don't
yeah.
like. Like, I don't know.
Get out of my room, Dad.
Yeah, I think part of my angst was like, that's even though like, because I didn't warn him at all. I think I was
Yeah,
just
you were just like, drink it.
because everyone who tries kombucha for the first time needs a warning. Hey, it smells like vinegar. It's good. Just get over it. I did not give him such a that benefit, so I was just curious how
Yeah.
he has a grown boomer would try fermented tea out. But
Your descriptions of your dad are always like really interesting. He sounds like an interesting cat. Like isn't he into
he,
like
he
models or something like
he's a
that?
fascinating creature, this man. So my mom's a completely different creature, and I'll probably never talk about her on the podcast. But
Yeah.
my father, For a long time, I kind of described him at a very young age. I described him as a walking calculator. Very, very intelligent man. He was in the Navy for 20 plus years,
Wow.
retired, and took care of our entire family. He was very like the most. I didn't know to what degree compared to other dads growing up. I always
Yeah.
figured adults were like this. He is the most OCD, like anal, um, like clean guy I have ever met. He
Wow.
makes it look good. It's not like it's a disorder. I
Yeah.
think it is, but it's not. It doesn't seem like one until you live with him.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, for instance, he bought his house. He built his house like 12 years ago. I remember visiting it like 2 years ago. It still smells like it was just built.
Yeah.
There is not a spot on the tile. And when I'm over there, I'll see him like look at something and go up to it, like, and he'll stick something and clean like thing I couldn't even
Wow.
see, and I'm standing next to him. It's bananas. But he grew up. I mean, part of that's military, part of that's
Yeah.
having his dad was an aircraft engineer. So anyone who's ever grown up with like a mechanic or especially an aircraft engineer, remarkably meticulous people. For good reason. But so he was raised by one. So,
Yeah.
uh, but other than that, like he races cars now. Now that he doesn't have kids that have grown out,
Wow.
so he was president of the I think the Corvette Club, Porsche Club, something like that in Houston. I don't know, for a little bit. I think he stepped down, but he's done a lot of cool stuff. I think he's finally living his best life now that he's not like a domestic type.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So like my vision of him for the majority of my life was just like that guy. And now he's like becoming like he curses around me now. Like I remember saying like damn once and I was like wait, no, I'm
I
24. I can say that. Like that type of
I
situation.
hit that point with my with my granddad. So like I don't think I've ever really talked about it before on the podcast, but
No.
like my biological father I have like zero relationship with.
Yeah.
So like my granddad on my mom's side of the family is essentially my dad. Like he's the one who raised me. I lived with him and my grandma from like the time that I was like 13 till
Mhm.
I moved out. Like so like 13 to 19, something like that. But he's very much my dad, and I was like that too. Like I don't think I cursed in front of them until I was like in my mid 20s.
Yep.
I was like, "Whoa," when I did it, which is funny because like my grandmother is
I have to refer to him as sir. Like that's a
oh
hard
wow.
grained impact thing. Like honestly, I used to hate it. I like it now because
Yeah.
it's just a respectful thing to do, but a lot of people don't like it. Anyway, go ahead.
But is he get like shitty if you don't? Was he like,
I
okay,
can
say?
no, he doesn't get shitty. No, no, no.
Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't have that kind of. He's not like that. I can just tell that he's like
He's like,
like very much like a I'm a parent, not your friend kind of situation.
oh,
So
oh yeah, I totally
like
get that.
that, like that. So since that's been breached, I think he started taking me more seriously when I like started like getting like traveling and winning trophies for costumes and stuff. He's like, wow,
Yeah,
he's really found his
he
own.
knows his shit.
Like he's got a following and stuff. I'm like, that's what it took. Anyway, but
This is it.
I had to put
Um,
on spandex 25 times for you to notice me. Anyways, go
My
ahead.
my granddad's very much the opposite. Like he was actually in the military too. He was in the Air Force. He was military police. Which I'm sure like conjures an immediate like thought of what he may be. And I assure you, he is the exact opposite of what you may think that he is.
Yeah.
He's the nicest dude on the planet, like legitimately, like always smile on his face, like everybody's buddy. Like he's just nice to everybody, and he's just
Hmm.
like a very magnetic type
Just a
dude.
charisma guy. Chutzpah,
He's yeah, he
moxie.
rolled high in charisma. He's great. He forever until he until he fucking blew out both of his knees was an insane athlete. The funny thing is he's like 5'6", 5'7". He's very short.
So
Um,
he's like every guard in Skyrim. That's awesome.
yeah, basically, but he was
Charismatic, knees
yep.
blown out.
When I was younger, he was and he's still, like, in fairly decent shape, but when I was younger, he was fucking jacked. Like yeah, like, he was super jacked, had the guns.
We talking like Lou
He
Ferrigno? What are we
he
looking
wasn't
at?
that big because he's a
Zach
smaller dude.
Bagans?
Pretty beefy, like, in that, like, he wasn't, like, bodybuilder level, but he was definitely, like, athlete level built.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
he was fucking jacked. He's never had abs because, he liked his beer back in the day, so he'd
Yeah.
always have a little bit of the beer belly, but had the big barrel chest, giant
Hey, fat
arms.
just hides abs.
Yeah, he, crazy good athlete though, because like I said, he was, he's very short, but he played a shitload of
Hey,
competitive volleyball.
Chaotic loves short kings. Go ahead.
Yes, we love short kings until Sumner makes fun of them for being short. Um,
They're kings. They can handle it.
fair enough. Um, so he played competitive volleyball forever, and he could outspike people who were like over 6 feet tall. Like he could just
Jesus.
run, leap up. He was like a fucking gazelle. It's ultimately why he blew his goddamn knees out.
Yeah, I'd imagine
Because
the landing was hard.
yeah, and he did just like to give
Daddy's got
he's
hops.
I get my competitiveness from him, I think, because he's
Oh,
just as
funny.
much of a freak as I am. Like he's just as much of a psycho. I remember one time, and this was when, God, this is probably in like my like middle 20s at the time. And it was me, my older brother, him, our two wives, and my younger brother. And we're all like kind of outside, like throwing a football around, just having fun. And we had to go and play in the street because reasons. Like, so we're like
Because
in the literal
reasons.
street on the asphalt. And like my brother throws, and then we put together like a makeshift game, and my brother throws a pass and like I pick it off, I jump up, snatch it out of the air, intercept it,
Yeah.
and go back for it. Um, and then like I throw it. I'm trying to remember exactly. All I know is that like my grandfather at one point takes it and literally dives to get like a touchdown on the fucking street. He's diving, reaching with a football in just like a pickup game with his fucking kids. Like this is the Super Bowl. Like that is the level of competitive this man is. And it was just like, what are you doing, old man? Like
You're gonna
it
blow
was
out your knees one of these days. He's like, shut
right.
up, kids.
He's like, they're already gone, whatever.
That's
No,
so
he's great.
interesting.
And he always wears like shirts with no sleeves or tank tops and volleyball shorts, like beach shorts, like
That
almost all year round. When we went to Seattle for my brother's wedding, we're walking around. It was like in the 60s. He's wearing like, his short volleyball shorts and a tank top. And this woman, like, we were walking into a Walgreens to get directions. And this woman stops him. She goes, "Are you crazy?" Because she's like bundled up with a heavy coat, a scarf, and a hat. He's like, "What? It's like 90 degrees where I'm from." So, yeah, my grandfather's a trip, man. He's the best. And huge sports guy too. I This is not hyperbole when I say, if he was like young today, like if he was
uh
in his 20s today, he would absolutely be in the NFL. Like that's how fucking good he is as an athlete. The downside is he's short and he was like light. So when he was coming up in like the 70s and stuff, like you couldn't be an athlete and
how
be
short
short.
you keep emphasizing how short it is. I'm imagining like Danny DeVito.
He's like 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, that's like average short. That's not okay. Okay. I get
But
what you're
not to
saying.
play like football. Like in the
Yeah, no, I know
70s, you
what you mean.
couldn't
I'm like
play.
five
Like,
six.
yeah.
That's not that's fine. Okay, let's say I was expecting like
No,
five
he's not
foot
like
two.
five.
Like
No, he's not that short.
I
No,
was
he's just like five. He's like 5'6",
like
5'7".
hey little buddy. Like very.
He is short. Like I kind of tower
Put
over
my
him.
hands on my knees to talk to him. Okay, cool. Just making sure. That's so interesting.
Let me see if I'm gonna
I
find a
don't know my
picture of
family
him.
enough to talk more about that, but that's cool.
He's the
Man,
best.
if you were to give him because how is he a granddad or dad?
Yeah, he's
He's a
my grand.
granddad.
Well,
How
he's like my dad, but he's my granddad.
okay, I don't know if I still have grandparents or not. Uh, I was asked if I ever go visit my dad because I mentioned that he comes up to visit me. I don't like going down to Houston. I don't like Houston at all. Houston traffic is rough. I have a lot of trauma there. I don't like seeing it. And also, honestly, my dad has a job where he will travel for like 6 7 months straight, and then come home and then be out of the job for like a couple months and then go travel again. So it's kind of like he's on my schedule, or I'm on his schedule. So like he just comes up, and a lot of the times his job will bring him to Dallas. I don't think he goes to Dallas like on his own volition. Like I don't think he would come up here just for me type situation. I think he would come up if he had like a couple things like lined up, just because he's got a busy schedule and stuff. Just to answer your question directly.
I just sent you a picture of him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, of me. It's me and him at my wedding. And in classic Baxter Davis
Are you cool
fashion,
if I put it on the screen?
yeah, you're right ahead. Yeah, it's fine. He's rocking his sunglasses because Lord knows he's blind without his shades.
Oh my God, this guy.
You can't see his gold chain. Hold on.
Hold
I
on.
know.
I'm about to put it on the screen, guys. Don't
He's
worry.
great. He's the best, man.
Oh
Like I
my
said, he's always
God.
got his gold chain on too. A friend of mine asked me if he was an Italian because he just looks like stereotypical Italian. He's
Y'all are
not.
y'all are gonna love this.
He's the best.
Here we go. Oh my God, I love him. That is damn near exactly what I expected. I don't know what a God. He looks cool. Not gonna
He's
lie.
awesome. He would be like your best pal too, man. He's just like the nicest dude alive.
You
That's me
know,
at my wedding too. That's what I had at my wedding.
to my dad's credit, he did. Let me see if I have the photos still. But he wanted to cosplay with me. He wanted to be supportive, and he's like, "If you have any costume you want to make me, you can," kind of thing. And I'm like, "All right."
Yeah.
And at the
All
time, I
right.
was super into Overwatch.
Oh, nice.
So I made him Soldier 76.
You've shown me this before. It's very cool. No, my
Where
grandfather is
the
not Italian, to my
is
knowledge.
it though? Did I delete it?
He's blind without his shades. Can't see shit.
Oh, there we go.
Probably it.
That's me and my dad. You can't see anything about dad here, but that's me and my dad. I cosplayed Tracer. I think the wig is a little too big, but I was pretty happy with the costume. I still have that jacket actually. I was really proud of the jacket. I was actually designing and 3D modeling all of the mechanisms on the
Yeah,
inside. I was actually going to create like an acrylic, two acrylic rings that were illuminated
that's
by
super
LEDs,
cool.
to have the outside one rotating and then the other one rotating the opposite way. It's a gear system called planetary gears, where there's like two
Yeah.
gears and then three gears that separate them, where one turns and the center one rotates the opposite way. And I was this close to completing it, but the alignment was off, and it was like the next week. So I was like,
Oh,
fuck.
hold on.
So I was like, fuck it.
I have a great picture. So for years, our family had like a family fantasy football league. And we stopped playing because my grandfather won 3 years in a row.
Oh my God, this guy, I love him.
He won three. No, the best part is he never did anything with his team. My older brother set his roster for him, and my grandfather gave him the instruction because my grandfather's a huge sports fan. He's a lifelong Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and then of course, like when the Panthers came to be, he became a
Right.
Panthers fan. So he told my brother, only draft me Panthers and Steelers players. So this is him winning his third consecutive trophy, hence the three, because this is his three-peat, and he's got his beanie that I got him for Christmas one year. But yeah, you can see in the massive chest hair that he's got, you can see his chain in there
Yeah, he's a
somewhere.
beefy man.
He's got the
Dude,
guns.
he's still built as fuck.
He's fucking jacked, right?
That he's easily the most jacked grandpa I've ever seen.
And the crazy thing is, like, he was bigger. This is him after he had a stroke, like, at this point, it's been, like, 12 years, but,
Yeah.
like, he lost some of his size after he had that stroke.
Is it your
Like,
mom or dad's side?
Mom's side.
Mom's side, I figured.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Like, he lost some of like, he didn't lose, like it wasn't like a detrimental stroke, but he did lose some of his size. Like, it bothers him some a little bit. Like,
Right,
his
right.
left hand sometimes will, like, fuck up on him or whatever, right hand, one of the two. But yeah, he's fucking jacked still.
That's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah. Nah, he's the best.
He looks happy.
He is, man.
That's
He
cool,
thought
man.
it was
I
the funniest
can't,
thing.
man, I cannot relate, and I always get kind of like weirded out. I don't know if anyone in watching has a similar feeling, but like my
does
family's
give
so
great hugs.
estranged, and I know I mentioned it a lot. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, but like,
Oh, yeah.
like happy families, like a grandpa that's interested, like in your life, kind of thing. I'm like, what is that even like? Like
You stop you right there, player. I wouldn't necessarily say that my family's a happy family.
well, I know
He's
you have your
great.
own stuff. You've mentioned it previously, but I mean like
Yeah,
any
no.
family member.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's
No,
so
I get that.
interesting.
Yeah, him with his. I think this is literally the only time he's worn that fucking hat that I got for him.
It looks good on
He's-
him. You should wear it more. I actually
Yeah.
found a photo from TRF last year. I'd like to share.
Man, my beard is looking good in this picture, though. Holy shit!
Yeah, you look good, dude.
Thank you.
So
I
this
don't
is
remember
like
when this.
me and the bros. This is actually not even all of us. Uh, there's me in the middle. There's Dylan
Oh,
right there.
I
We all
love
know
this one.
Dylan. Uh,
Yeah,
that's Marshall. I've mentioned him in the past. He's and then Matthew on the right. That's his brother. And then Kyle. He has like a battle mage type thing going on.
that's
And
it's I love his costume.
it's so cool. These it's really fun. So we'll all like squat up at Texas Renaissance Festival, and we a bunch of people always want pictures and stuff. And this is one of my favorite photos of all of
You look
us.
rad right there. You look really cool.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time designing that costume, and I was really happy with how the armor came out. I really wanted the what's called an articulated gorget. And it comes up to protect your neck, and it's supposed to basically
Nice.
be the bottom half of a helmet. You would have like a German sallet or something that like it's a big helmet that covers like just over your
Yeah.
eyes, and then that will cover the bottom half. So it'll be like a two-part helmet. But I like the way it looks just on its own, because I want it to be like a pole arm type thing, and
Yeah,
only
these
my
boys
left
are
arm is armored.
these boys
Um,
are coming to your town.
yeah, and Gup is gonna
Like,
come. I'm so excited to
that's gonna be
camp.
awesome, man.
Gup is apparently he shared a photo of the motorcycle with all the shit on the back, and I'm like, honestly, and he's packing mega light too. He probably doesn't think so, but he's packing super light. I think he'll be in good company though. We'll take care of him. But like and he's what 7 hour drives, I think he said.
I think it's 9.
Banana 9 on a motorcycle.
I told him, I was like, bro, your ass is gonna fall off. And he's like,
Oh,
no, it's like a dream. And I'm like,
if I've never ridden a motorcycle, so I genuinely don't. I don't think it's like riding a horse, but
it's weird.
it's weird.
It's weird. I don't think I've been on one since I was a kid. And I know you're like, my grandpa was taking me back to my mom's place because when we lived in Wilmington, like I would go spend
There's
the weekend with
Zach.
my grandparents.
Yeah.
Um, and then oh, I love it. Oh, Zach's costume's cool too.
Oh,
Nice
there's
fucking pole arm.
there we go.
What is Dylan doing? It looks like he's shitting his pants.
In this photo, he's flipping the camera off, which is great.
Oh, hey, there's always that guy, right?
There's
Am I
always
right?
that guy. Yeah. And there's Zach. Zach's always like the Buccaneer type thing. Him and Shannon always they're super tight with the Pirates at TRF, so they always have the
How much money did you put into this costume?
that one. I was watching Cult of Athena. Cult of Athena spelled with a K. Is one of the
Yeah.
best like armor sword like websites, and I was watching their clearance section, and they had one arm for like $50. And normally the set is like $200. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm buying that.
I'm gonna
'Cause
buy it piece by piece. God damn it!
Well, I actually only wanted one arm. I was specifically looking for one arm, and they're always sold in a set, obviously. So like it was just like a godsend for me. I probably sent. I sewed the pants. I sewed the jerkin. I bought the belt a long time ago. I mean, altogether, 300,
That's not bad.
350,
Not bad.
if that.
What about the swords? With the weaponry?
Oh my gosh. So Monkey Man in chat mentioned that his granddad was a century old.
That's wild.
And
Congratulations to him.
And normally I wouldn't, and I hope you're okay with this. I'm assuming this is what you wanted by you sending it to me. But I'm gonna share because I feel like anyone who lives to be 100 should be looked at.
And celebrated. Because holy
Like,
shit.
holy cow. Look at you.
My great grandmother.
Happy New Year. Damn. Oh, a century.
Yeah, it's wild. My
Born in
great
the
grandmother
20s.
lived to be 95.
That's bananas.
Yeah, she was 95. Wow, man, good for him. He looks good to be 100 years old. Damn.
I don't know
What would you do if you got to 100?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I would stare for that's such a great question. So I guess the year would be what,
yeah.
2092? I would look up at President Musk and I would thank thank my lucky stars that I was shipped to Mars.
I was gonna say you would look up at Emperor Musk, the first of Mars.
Lord Emperor Musk Jr.
of Mars.
Of
no,
Musk.
No, you'd be looking at what's this fucking kid whose name is made out of arithmetic? Like, what is it, fucking Zion
Oh
XC90
yeah,
Ford?
XC90. It's a Volvo.
It's also Elon Musk's kid. Like,
that is such a specific model of car.
Archangel 42069. Nice.
It's like Jason Miata MX-5. Like,
oh man,
that's so funny. I love that. Do I have any more photos?
oh man,
This is fun. I feel like an old man
100
now. Hey, we're channeling the 100-year-old and just like, look at this photo of my family.
Look at this photograph.
Oh, here's a really cute photo of me and Dylan and Mary, his wife. Look at this photograph.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Aw, look at us.
Oh, you guys are great.
I swear, Dylan takes the best photos when he doesn't think the photo is being taken. He's got a very good looking like smolder face. But when he's preparing, and he'll tell you this himself, but he's just like very like it's very hard to pose for a photo, but man, he takes a mean photo when he's not anticipating it.
I'm trying to get back to this guy. I thought you'd appreciate my old rash guard.
Oh, I love this. Can I share the one the new rash guard you sent me?
Yes, please. Yeah. I unfortunately don't have this Pikachu one anymore. It got I guess lost in our move or destroyed or something. So yeah,
I love it. I love it. I'll do a side by side.
Yeah, ignore my fatness in the new one. I'm working.
Honestly, I'm more distracted by your hair. Your hair looks awesome.
But my hair is.
Oh my god, it's a huge photo. Bear with me.
Look at those nips, bro. Look at them blasting nips under that Pikachu.
Dude, you preparing for Valentine's Day? Because you're about to cut some diamonds.
Look how jacked I am right there. Look at that chest. Oh god, that's a big fucking photo. My hair.
Boo. Which Mick do you think would win in a fight, guys? I want to hear it in chat.
The guy on the right.
Which Mick?
He's in way better shape.
Shh! Don't spoil it.
Which Mick? Choose your fighter. Which Mick do you want?
Which fighter do you want to take? I'm taking left. I'll be honest with you. The left he looks like he has a mean down B.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I get that. I understood that reference.
Love it.
Now the guy on the right's definitely in better condition, but the guy on the left is crazier, I think. Look at those eyes.
He has
a lot of pain and hurt in the eyes.
Yeah, I feel like the one on the right would like if he would have a better like first half, but the second half, left Mick would I don't know. I feel like he's got less regard for his well-being.
Left Mick's gonna start punching him in the balls. He's just gonna like tee off on his beanbag like it's no joke.
Exactly. Left is more experienced.
True. Left is more experienced. That is more
experienced. That's right.
Left does have more experience. He also
left
has
is
like
way older. Like way doesn't look as good.
It's only 3 years.
I'm super kidding.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make. I was
guy on the right
is trying to shit on you, but you weren't letting me.
It's true.
Guy on the right is more starry-eyed. And that's when his dreams were broken. I don't know what dreams were broken, but
his back got broken.
His back, like, actually broken. What happened to your back? You just got like it just got worn out, right?
It had a guy stick his knee in.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so like I don't know if I never got an MRI, so I don't know if anything actually happened to it. I'm waiting one day that I will, and a doctor's gonna be like, my man. They're expensive. Do you understand the cost of healthcare in this country?
Yeah. Part of my job is to pay for medical bills. I can tell you exactly how much they cost.
How much does an MRI cost in this?
MRIs, they vary by zip code. But the average you can expect to pay the lowest is about $800 for one image. So like an image with an MRI with no contrast for like your chest, you're looking at $800 to $1,500 on the reasonable scale. But it's not uncommon to see 3,000, 4,000 images per. So it's like just the lumbar.
Is that with insurance?
Oh, the whole like with insurance thing is bullshit. There's like normal charging and not charging. If a doctor's office prefers to charge you more because you don't have insurance, then that is their business scheme.
Wow.
Otherwise, the lower rate is the negotiated rate with that particular insurance company, which is binded by contract. So it's
Healthcare is a real racket,
It's
huh?
it's manipulative either way, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Which brings us to our next point: vote.
Vote. Yeah, not that that's gonna fix it. I know everyone's got pretty low faith in the system right now on both sides of the spectrum. Apparently,
Allegedly.
yeah, if you're on one side of the faithful system, it's dude, dude, so many campaigns based around the election was stolen, and
You
I'm
know what's
speechless.
wild? That's how I think
It's
to
been
me that
so litigated. Sorry, go ahead.
that's the thing that cracks me up because that tells me that you absolutely are living in Texas because we don't get that. Ours is guns. That's what our talk's about. Like our attack ads are based off of guns. Like they're gonna try and take your guns. Like not the fact they don't really touch the election being stolen because again, I think that's a Texas thing. Oh, if we don't, yeah, we probably shouldn't go into politics.
Where I think
It's in the lounge
it's in
bracket.
lounge. I was
Yeah, yeah.
wondering where it was. Okay, okay, perfect. Lounge is the where it belongs. I'm just an idiot.
This is
Uh,
where it goes. That's
yeah,
where
I
it
think
goes.
I think everyone's getting kind of newsed out right now with the voting
Agreed.
thing. I think we can just skip it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It was meant to be a bit and it devolved.
Wondering if y'all can react to this as it really resonates with me as a gamer. Fuck it, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it live.
I trust you, Monkey Man. I won't screen it, but yeah, give me a second and I'll set that up. Not a problem. Can you give me like a quick like transitionary rap, Nick? Appreciate you.
Yo, come on and listen. Sumner and Mick are back with the podcast. We're gonna sit here, see if we can react to what Monkey Man gave us. He's a great, supportive dude. Everyone loves Monkey Man and his positive attitude. Yeah.
Nice. That was perfect, dude.
That was terrible rap.
That was awesome. Thank you.
I like initially I was gonna do like the Pokemon rap, but then I got really confused because I was like, what does that have to do with anything? And then it just threw off my flow, you know,
Okay,
mom
hold on.
spaghetti.
I gotta cast the window. The world is saved. And then we gotta do
Yeah.
this. Normally I have this stuff prepared, and I'll get better at doing this quicker. I promise.
Don't worry. I promise. I didn't mean to. Remember
Okay.
that episode of Batman the Animated Series?
I do.
It makes me so sad thinking about it.
Aw, you
I
poor
might
thing.
I might start watching Batman the Animated Series before I go to bed. That might be an idea.
That's interesting. Let me know if you do.
I might do that.
All
It's on
right.
HBO Max. I need to start watching Titans again. I stopped because
I stopped too. How far did you get?
I think I think I've gotten almost to the second season, like at the end of the first, if I remember correctly. It kind of started to drag and
Drags hard.
yeah, and I'm like,
And
I
second
don't
season's not good, in my opinion, at all.
honestly, the only interesting like when it's on Dick Grayson, I'm like, this is interesting. Everyone else, I'm like,
Dick Grayson
don't
carries
care.
the show. Carries the
Yeah.
show. I can't stand their Raven cast. And
Yeah, she's kind of not great,
I
right?
say that with maximum hesitancy because we live in a culture where I'm like, we need to support all like female actresses. But
No, I agree, but
and it's not her. It's not like her
no,
performance.
she'll give
It's
her
like
a lot of great stuff.
why a small child? Like
yeah,
like Raven is she's like the most mature Titan. And
Yeah.
so like Starfire, if you wanted to make someone a child, make it Starfire.
yeah, agreed.
Well,
yeah,
that's my thing. And the Starfire is also not the Starfire that it's in any comic.
she also feels like way older than everyone else.
Way older.
And not like a negative way, but it's
not
just
at
like,
all.
it feels out of place.
Well,
because of it.
for the Teen Titans, it's a little out of place.
Yeah, fair.
So it's
Yeah.
like obviously the Starfire got the maximum shit for being black, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
For a
Like, I don't
billion
care about
reasons.
that.
Number one,
I think
being
she
the
does a
Starfire's
good
orange.
job. Like I think her performance is good.
It's
but
fine. Yeah. Well, she's playing the role that she was given.
Yeah.
These actors are just given. They're just acting. There's nothing wrong with the
Yeah.
actors. Beast Boys. I think he was well cast. It's a weird fucking
he
decision not
does
to
a
make
good
him
job.
green, but it's
Yeah.
fine. It's probably a money and budget thing, but
More than likely.
which is fine because like even like his animal transformations are
I like his
extremely
hair. The
limited.
hair looks cool.
It's fine.
And
It's
yeah.
fine. Yeah. And Starfire's most recent costume in the thing. I mean, this all kind of falls in the Arrow universe, which I don't like at all. Anyway,
I enjoyed the Arrow universe for like the first 3-4 seasons,
yeah,
and
I
then
liked
it
it
just
like in a
fell
Christopher Nolan kind of way, where it's
yeah,
like
it fell off though pretty hard.
it's a little hokey.
Yeah.
Like it's like especially the Flash. Like it's filmed like an episode of like CSI Miami. Like why does it have this like kind of like hokey vibe? But
Yeah.
that's more on me than the show.
No,
It's
I
just a
get
style
that.
choice.
You know, that's
So
the first role I ever auditioned for was for first voice role I auditioned for was Green Arrow.
was
I
it
did not
really?
get it. I
Oh,
did
give me
not
just a
get it.
minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now that he's gone, it's my goddamn show. I'm the one calling the shots here now. And what we're going to talk about is man, this is hard to do without a co-host. Oh shit, he's coming. Pretend we didn't say anything. All right, hey, welcome back.
Hey everyone, I'm back. Okay, perfect. So we'll watch this video and we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "Oh, can we watch movies now?" So I was like,
oh yeah, it is about our time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So let's go ahead and watch this, and we'll wrap up. Thank you, Monkey Man, for the submission.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let me know if you can't hear it, Mick.
Is it making noise?
No.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Is it making noise?
Yes.
I can't hear it.
Hold on. And OBS Ninja, do you have the thingamabob? Is it triggering?
Bob. Hold on.
I'll play something else to test it. We'll play the Boondocks episode.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I can't hear.
No?
Nope.
The sectarian conflict between myself and
Nothing?
my brother Riley is
Nothing.
heading into its eighth
Okay.
year with no
Let me
signs
make
of
sure that I'm
change.
sharing it. We're just gonna pause right there on Grampy. Let's.
I love that show. I am the stone that the builder refused.
I love the Boondocks.
I love the Boondocks so much.
Oh, that's right. I had to change my output destination. That's what it was. So system. So broadcast.
I think that's one of the first places I heard. No, it's not the first time I heard MF Doom. I remember. Are you familiar with MF Doom? Are you a fan?
Never heard of it. What is it?
Oh, so good. He's unfortunately passed away, but he's a rapper. He's so good. MF Doom,
Okay. Cool.
Metal Face Doom. Yeah.
If there's any photos,
All
if there's any
caps would be my song suggestion.
all caps. Send me
All
links. I
caps.
listen to most things.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So this is from IGN. Gamer music video.
Save for light being cast from the big TV screen and the imminent sunrise that's teasing the one starry sky with whispers of morning. You sit there alone in your one bedroom flat. You stare straight ahead with controller in hand and you marvel at, yes, you did it, you made it, game over.
That's how I felt when I beat Bloodborne.
And the world
I'm trying to think what game has given me that. Number of games I've completed.
Ooh.
Hades.
Oh man, I've completed that one. It's so good.
Hades gave me that feeling for sure.
When are you gonna do your Zagreus cosplay? You'd kill it.
Dude, there's so many good cosplays out there.
Thanatos. Oh man.
Dude, I saw this one, I forgot what convention I was at, but I saw like the perfect sword. It was beautiful. It was illuminated from the inside. He had the shield and everything. The shield is my favorite. And anyway,
It's really cool.
the art in this is
Yeah,
really
this is
good.
good.
Good
good
pixel art. It's
animation.
hard to come across. Yeah, it is.
Like it's got that like. It reminds me of like classic PC games.
Yeah. It does though. saved. If you like.
If you like, or you could just say fuck it, never.
Or
save
it's
the world.
auto-saved if it's a good game. Where is he looking?
Why is he looking in two opposite directions?
He's
His eyes are
derping.
looking like that.
It's because he was gaming all night, friend.
Relatable.
Relatably, just derping. God, that is an incel apartment if you've ever seen one.
God.
It's just. Have you ever seen those photos that are like, this is all a guy needs? When they're like making fun of like girls that like want like 20 like decorative pillows, as if those are the two extremes people live in.
I love the like ridiculous joke like rate my setups where it's like a fucking plastic lawn chair and like a fucking Minions television or something.
Right.
There's this great tech channel that I follow called Tech Source.
Yeah.
And he'll do like showcase like different setups for like computer for like, you know, PC gamers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But he'll also do like what he calls potato setups, and it'll be like the shittiest possible setups that somebody could have. They are always hilarious.
Love that.
Because people do it on purpose. They'll send him like bad ones purposely.
This is an interesting video because it's just like the general. I don't know.
Oh shit! That's from Third Strike. It looked like.
It's like a Final Fantasy vibe right there.
Yeah.
But so it's just like we play video games and we are cool because we game. Gamer game.
Oh shit! Iron Man. That's a little
Art by Panda Musk.
Panda Musk.
Not to be
Oh, shit,
confused
it's
with
Sith.
the other Benjamin. Any artists we recognize? Wasted Kitten.
Metatroid.
I saw a lot of different art styles on this one, but
Yeah. It was good. I like that.
it's cute.
One of the
Honestly,
redeemable things that that IGN has done.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining in tonight. Mick and I
Yes.
will bring it back next Wednesday. This hour flew by. Oh my god, I feel like we just started.
Yeah. And it's Tuesday, so
And it's
like
only
that was a
Tuesday.
weird thing.
That's
We're
right.
doing this on Tuesday, which we normally don't. But yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday doing the old chat. We'll have to get some guests on some future
Yeah.
episodes. That reminds me.
Huh.
I'll say this last thing and then we'll get out of here. But just because it was so weird and kind of like one of those really cool serendipitous moments in life. So, you know, recently started doing jiu-jitsu again. And over the weekend, I was flipping through YouTube and I had a suggested video pop up that was talking about Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop and how much accuracy is there to the Jeet Kune Do that he's doing. And the video was done by the head instructor and the owner at my academy. And I was like, that's wild that he did a fucking YouTube video over Cowboy Bebop and the Jeet Kune Do in it. And I gotta say, quality video. Like he actually did a really good job, cut stuff in and like good editing and good voiceover. It was funny. And that actually got him into Jeet Kune Do and martial arts was Cowboy Bebop. And I'm like, that is
Oh.
wild because as you know, my voice acting instructor is Steve Bloom, who voiced Spike Spiegel in Cowboy
Huh.
Bebop. So
That is serendipitous.
just like,
wow.
man, the world's weird. But yeah, just weird little anecdote.
Oh well,
But
that's really interesting. And I just wanted to also mention what Monkey made. Just because the reason for the video he shared was so what I get from it is not it is so what I get from it is that it's the takeaway, not that you completed it, which relates to the 30-day trial thing, which makes sense. And thank you. That does make sense.
make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. it resonated with you guys. Yeah. No, I understood it. Just a lot of the chorus was just like
Video
gaming.
games.
Yeah. But the underlying context was a lot better for
Is
sure.
good. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Cool.
I'll be back next week. Thanks again.